It's been a minute since I've gotten this particular grinder. This is the Ken Grinder K2. I got it mainly because some time ago, almost a year, I was using a very crappy hand grinder. I used to use hand grinders all the time. But now, this day and age, they've come a long way. And that was a very shitty grinder. So I got this K2 and I started using it, and I was really surprised how awesome and easy it was to use. There are some quirks about it that I'll talk about in a later video, but it works pretty well. I am giving you a little bit more context. I am a pour over guy. I love pour overs. They're fun. That's where I get the most excitement from when it comes to coffee. And so that was one of my biggest things. I do espresso from time to time. And whenever I do French press, I don't tend to go on the coarser side of it. So when I did try this for espresso, it was difficult. It was hard. It was something that wasn't something I didn't want to do all the time, even though I don't do espresso all the time. So I kept going down this rabbit hole, and I went ahead and got the K6. The K6 is the top of the line for the Ken grinder. It has the dials up top, so it's easier to dial in. I think the burrs are slightly bigger, but other than that, the catch can for the grounds are the same. The top, again, it's a little bit wider, but the actual mechanism to actually turn the crank is the same for most of these grinders I'm going to be talking about. And I mainly got this one for espresso. And once I got it and started playing around with it, it was already worlds better than the espresso grinder that I've been using. And since I don't do espresso all the time, I was like, let's get rid of it. So I sold the espresso machine, kept this, and it works out pretty well. It works really well for pour over and everything in between. So this is a great grinder for you to use when it comes to coffee in general. No real issues. I did notice that the cups realized this later on that they're kind of muddy, but it still has some type of clarity onto it. The way that the coffees meld together with this grinder worked out pretty well. But, this whole time I've been on this whole clarity kick, changing my water, playing around with grind size and all that stuff. We're going to talk about the other grinders too, but the next thing that I wasn't really getting from my fellow O2 or even for my EK43 was that clarity that people always talk about, separation of the flavors and all that stuff. I really wasn't tasting that. I wanted to experience that stuff. No matter what I could have done, I could have sifted out the grounds, kind of go about it that way. But I didn't want to. I just wanted to get the instrument that worked well for me. Probably for you. So, got the ZP6. ZP6, espresso ZP6. Works really well. The clarity is subtle. It's there. You have to pay attention, especially in the beginning. It's more evident when the coffee's hot. Again, these are some of the characteristics that I've noticed with this particular grinder. It's pretty cool. Grinds are quick. It's easy to grind coffee. And this is just a pour over type of device. So it's mainly used for lightly roasted coffees. But I've found that you can use it essentially also for medium and dark roast, but you have to approach it a little bit differently and kind of push past your comfort zone or things that you do know as it comes to making coffee. But it's cool. It works really well. It's not an espresso grinder, which I'm perfectly fine with. It kind of gives you a different type of flavor profile when you're actually drinking your coffees. It's fun. It's easy to use. It's something that I gravitate to from time to time, now that I've had it for over a month. But again, it's one of those things to where you just kind of keep going down this rabbit hole and you're just trying to figure things out, mainly for yourself, also for others, because I think that's the beauty of all of this, is that all the information that I'm given or learning, I just give it right back. Just because, why not? It's just there to be helpful. So, now we have the K Ultra. Easy catch can, just comes right out. It's magnetic. No issues there. I got this color just to change it up, just so I won't get these two mixed up. And this is another all-around grinder. This is kind of similar to the K6 right here. The grinds are a little bit harder to do on here, but it's still relatively quick. It's easy. The dials are easy to understand, to read, and all that good stuff. The coffees, I wouldn't say is as clear as the ZP6, but it has a different, interesting profile. It's more clean. The grinds and they kind of mesh together in a good, unique way. But I guess what I'm saying here is that why did I need this? I already have all that. Well, these are some of the grinders that mostly a lot of people talk about. Again, I'm not a rich guy or anything like that. I am just a very curious guy. I'm sure you're a curious person too. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things to where I'm like, wow, what are we doing here? What's the most important thing in coffee besides the coffee and the water? It's a grinder. It's always been the grinder. You can turn something that's kind of just okay into something just great, magical, something that kind of just, as I say, sing to you. This grinder is $250. That's pretty expensive. Okay? This is probably the only thing that you need. Or the K6. Or if you don't care about the whole gamut of coffee brewing and you just care about clarity, this is probably the only thing you need. But I would say it's probably best to probably pair this one with something else. Or this one. You don't care about the fuss, you don't care about espresso, you probably want this. These are hand grinders. Probably you want a fellow O2 or something cheaper. Something that gives you the range and that you don't have to crank your hands constantly to make your cup of coffee. Or something else. I have something else back there that we'll talk about more in a future video. And then you have the EK43, or $3,500 grinder. I guess really what I'm saying here is not to boast, to brag, to do any of that stuff, is that with the right context, you can have the best grinder that you can get for the money that you want to spend. Meaning that if you are a AeroPress, French press type of person, probably you can go with something simple. Probably you don't care about clarity. Probably you think it's overrated. Probably you don't do lightly roasted coffees. I'm just here to give you my context so then you can figure out your context and then hopefully decide on which coffee grinder that you want to get. Because really that's ultimately what it's all about. It's about you. It's about you finding that thing that you want to use and explore and to understand and to get at and all that good stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. These tools are great. These tools are magical. These tools kind of talk to us in a way to where we can actually understand our coffees and to enjoy our coffees. Because from the longest, last year and in the year before a little bit when I was just using like the another grinder, Baratza Encore, is that to me the coffees were getting a little bit muddy. And I know if that's just me having that more experience of understanding and tasting coffees and only really loving and enjoying coffees from time to time, just because it was the grinder. I think really what I'm saying is that once you have an idea, once you get to the place of understanding the things that you're trying to do as it relates to coffee and all that, once you have the grinder, you can do anything you want. It's been extremely fun the past couple of days to where I'll just switch off the grinders. I have 7 of them. I have 7 of them. So each day I can just change it up or not change it up. I change one variable of the grinder and understand it even more. That's really kind of like where the sweet spots really come to play. And like I mentioned earlier, you don't need 7 grinders. You probably need 1, at most 2, and you're good to go. You can be able to taste the coffees, different flavor profiles depending on the grinder, and you may get something a little different from the taste of that coffee. You may experience and enjoy that coffee a lot more just because the tools are not limiting you. I believe any of these tools that we have in front of us and behind us and then wherever else are the ones that we can use, should use, whatnot. There's other manufacturers out there that also make great products. I'm not going to go down deep into the rabbit hole of that. I'm sure they work just as good, comparable, probably a little bit better, probably not better. But again, it's context here. It's all about what you care about, why you care about it, and how it's going to make your coffee experience a lot better. That's really what I'm getting at. So yeah, you see these grinders. You see how things are what they are, or they seem kind of fuzzy and kind of weird, that you see whatever that's in front of me. Don't worry about what's in front of me. Think about what you want to do. Think about why you want to do it. Think about the tools that can help you get there a lot faster. That's ultimately what we're doing here. That's all that matters. Because once we figure out the context, once we figure out what is important to us, and we're getting the tools that we want, and then we can just simply just go to the store, buy our coffees online, and enjoy it, and let it be what it be. That's pretty cool to me. Hopefully that's cool to you. And of course, you have your your coffee maker, and you can explore and love coffees the way that you want to. And once you master these tools, whichever one that you do decide to pick, because I would highly recommend that you don't get all of these. I got them mainly because of the reasons I mentioned earlier. But once you have the tool that's ready to rock and roll for you, you can do anything. Absolutely anything in coffee. You can make up your own recipe. You can follow somebody else's guru's recipe. You can look at the roaster's stuff online and all that good stuff. You can figure that all out. But remember that too. One of the key reasons why I also got all of this is because I'm a roaster. I roast coffee. And it's very imperative, it's very important that I do understand where other people are coming from. Again, it's about that context. Because once we have that context down, then we can understand that we're different than other people who give you reasons to like something versus not like something. It's very important that I do understand where people are coming from, why they like it, and to explain different flavor characteristics in coffee. But whatever your reason may be, it's your reason. And I think that's the cool thing about all of this. It's all about you. It's about why you care about it, why you want to do what you want to do in coffee, and how it expresses you each and every morning, or how many times throughout the day. So I hope that this is helpful for you to more so shine a light on you and like, do I have all the stuff I need? Do I already have 1-2 grinders? Do I don't want to do I even want to fool around with these hand grinders? Do I just want an electric grinder? You can do that too. And that's what I'm looking forward to, just helping you out with as much as I can, kind of give you an understanding of where I'm coming from. And again, with my context. So this is Oki at Everyday Beans signing off. I'll talk to you later. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.